start to finish, from hookup to hitting the road. We're going to show you exactly what we do.
We're going to show you our little truck that we tow with and all the things we've done to make it safer and more convenient and easier to tow with. And we'll show you how we hook up and everything we got along the way. Let's talk about airbags. For 20 years, we towed with a big F-250. We towed big, heavy fifth wheel campers, and I put airbags on them even though the truck didn't need them, and it made the ride so much better. We also put them on this. So the first step before we go camping is airing up the bags. Got this. If you have a 12-volt compressor, you can do this anywhere, but I have a 12-volt that I like to use. But one thing about a 12-volt is the cord is not long enough to reach the cigarette lighter, so I bought this extension cord so I can run it back here. Show you how I put air in the bags. I installed the bags myself, ran the hose right here. I've learned on this truck and this little camper that we need about 32 pounds of air in our bags. This bags are old behind each wheel, and then you just run the hose back to here. I had to drill this hole a little bit bigger in my tag to have a place to put it, but you put it there, and with this compressor, if I flip to air, it's going to run to where I set it at 32 pounds. 32 pounds helps with a lot of recovery. When you pull a trailer and you hit a bump, there's a lot of bouncing. The bags don't add more payload. They just help you recover from that bouncing and makes the ride much smoother and much more enjoyable.
He installed the airbags himself. That is something like a mechanic or somebody else could do.
I'll show you a link. They're called Airlift. They make them to fit most vehicles. I'm sure they make them to fit your tow vehicle. And I promise you, from a comfort standpoint, as well as a feeling safety standpoint, they're worth the money. So there's step one. Now I just got to pack my little tools back up, and then we'll go get hitched. If you're a DIY type fella, you should be able to do the bags. Most kits come, you just bolt in place. You don't drill holes. You just got to have a few tools, and you can do them. If not, you can find a shop to do them for you pretty easily. In the little Ranger, there's not a lot of room. So a couple of things we're going to show you that we do in ours to take less room and to make traveling safe is to pull a camper, you need a brake controller. There's our brake controller. I bought it on Amazon. I also bought a wire harness that's wired under here. Instead of mounting this and taking up knee space and leg room, what I've done is I've got my wiring harness tucked under the dash, and I can pull it out and only plug in this when I'm going to be traveling. And then I just lay that there. It's out of the way, and then it's not always in my way when I'm not towing. So now we've got the brake controller in. We're ready to hook up.
This big old guy is our weight distribution hitch. This goes pretty heavy, but you got big muscles like me, you can handle it. This is the hitch that goes in the truck. Slides in like that. This is the safety pin that goes in. You got to line it up here. Oh, come on, buddy. Like that. Stick that hole, and your dog will help you. There we go. And it has the arms, the weight distribution arms that go in it. So I'm going to grab those too. One of these for each side, and this has grease on it, so you don't want to get that on you. This goes in this hole.
Our hitch is a Curt 10,000 pound because our trailer is, we could have got a 6,000 pound, but why not be a little extra cautious and a little extra sturdy?
Here's the other arm. Pop that in. Make sure these are out of the way so that you can back up and hook up your camera.
When you buy these Curt hitches, you have to do, there's instructions with them. There's several different steps involved in assembly to match your vehicle. You assemble this. You also have to install these, and these are where your chains lat.
We're going to raise up the stabilizer jacks to go a little bit higher so that the truck will fit under the Hitch. Whoa, Nelly. Just pulling those up out of the way. Now we're ready to back up the truck. And because he has a backup camera, really I'm not all that needed right here. He uses his backup camera in his truck, but I do try to watch and make sure he's basically lined up and fine. This glove is on here just to keep grease from getting on us.
One thing, make sure you do when you pull your vehicle under, if you will set your parking brake, it will not roll when you go into park. So you get under the ball and you throw it in park and jump out and it'll shift. That won't happen if you'll use your parking brake.
This is a jack cover that we have just to keep our electric jack protected from the weather and stuff, because this has a lot of electrical buttons and stuff on it. So this cover just keeps it in good condition.
So next step is we lower the camper down onto the ball.
And if you want to, we put these arms on before we backed up the truck, but it actually works fine if you want to wait and then put the arms on after you get it attached to the camper.
Let the jack down far enough onto the ball to make sure it latches. Once it's latched,
if it won't go down like this, like he just did, if it won't latch like that, then you may have to just inch the truck up just a tiny, tiny bit so that it will go down. If this is stuck like this, then it is not latched. You've got to scooch the truck just a little bit to make it go down like that so it will latch.
Once that's down, you put in your locking pin like that, and then with the weight distribution, you raise your truck back up. You use the jack and the trailer. You watch, the truck will come up. Typically, it's 2 to 3 inches is enough to get you the leverage you want for your chains on your distribution hitch. So we use the whole jack to pick up the back of the truck. Catch that one before it falls out. So then we are up. You swing this around. Ours typically runs on the chain link number 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This one went up really easy. We're not hardly level. Our truck's a little bit uneven with the way our camper spot, so one side's a smidge harder than the other. I'll raise it up a little more to give her a little more leverage.
All right, it's got a hook on that little thing right there. You put this and then pull it up. And then that locks it in place.
And then you have this pin to slide in to catch it. Make sure you hook your chains.
And this chain, got this little grabber thing. It hooks underneath here.
Make sure you plug in your lights. Now then we're ready to lower the trailer, take the weight off of the jack, put it all on the truck. So there you have it. One thing you make sure you do is hook up this safety breakaway cable. So this trailer, and your RV will too, will have this cable. I put the little carabiner on there. It's a cable that will come just like this. Your brakes on your trailer are electric. You have a battery on your trailer that's running 12 volts. But when you hook up this breakaway switch, if the trailer were to come loose, this breakaway switch will jerk this cable out and set the brakes on your trailer so it doesn't just fly all over the road. We put a rear view camera on the rig. I'm going to show you what we do with our monitor. If I were to mount this on a suction cup, we lose a whole lot of view. So we bought this thing. And what we do with our rear view camera is we stick it in here. And this also helpful if you use your phone there at times or whatever. But this is how we do here, so we don't have more stuff taking up vision. It is powered through your running light, so you just turn that to anytime your lights are on, whether it be headlights or your parking lamps. You can see there's my ladder we use to wash the rig with. That is behind our camper, and we can see that all the time.
Here's the backup camera. It's just mounted high up on the top. We installed this ourselves. This is just, we ordered this on Amazon. Backup camera is kind of a must for us.
And I also have some tow mirrors for my little truck. Your vehicle may come with tow mirrors. You can buy aftermarkets. So unfortunately, if you own a 19 through 23 Ford Ranger, American aftermarket companies drop the ball on tow mirrors. So I had to go to Europe. I bought this, I had to order it online, paid to get it shipped, had to pay tariffs to get it in the country. There's a company that makes replacement mirrors that telescope for a Ranger, but they're about $1,000 a set. These were around 300 by the time I shipped them here and everything. But these are made in Germany by a company called EMUK, E-M-U-K. They make them for other vehicles, but if you want tow mirrors that go on and off, this is about the best you're going to find for a 19 to 23 Ford Ranger. And I think they make them for the newest Ranger as well. It's all aluminum. It's lightweight. You buy this. I bought the small mirrors and I bought one extra. They make an extra large mirror that's a few dollars more, but I chose the small one. So basically, you just hook it there. That's how it goes on. I bought the locking one, so you pull that out, and now that cannot be removed. It doesn't vibrate. It doesn't shake. It's really a great tow mirror.
The truck is now hooked up and ready to take to the RV park. We need to close up. Of course, you need to put up the steps, close the door, make sure all of the hatches like that one are latched, take the chocks out from under the wheels, and take the tire covers off. You would also need to run those jacks up all the way before you go. Okay, now we're ready. We are ready to go RVing.
We got brakes, we got rear view, we got tow mirrors, and we are ready to go.